in Tampa, they are never going to throw the football very much down there. Were you excited or disappointed?
No, I was real excited. You know, a lot of
Come
people
on.
have to. Hey, Chris, a lot of people got to realize that I've been in a run-oriented offense throughout my NFL career. Curtis Martin carried the ball 500 times, and I still wind up with 90 catches. So when you look at that, you don't sit around and worry about how many times they're going to get a ball done at Allstate. You say when they throw, you know where they're throwing to.
Okay, while you were with the Jets, you had 4 different quarterbacks throwing you nice, deep spirals. Can Sean King throw that deep pass to you?
It was 7 different quarterbacks, actually.
7!
And I think Sean will be able to get the ball rolling in the right direction. So far, he's shown nothing but promise. He hasn't taken any steps backwards. He's only helped us win the one football game that we played in by not having turnovers or doing dumb things, and that's all we asked of him.
I'm still having trouble picturing you going, oh, boy, I get to go to Tampa's offense. Oh, boy, this is going to be great. But I'm going to leave you alone on that for right now. We'll get back to it in a couple of weeks. This week, the Chicago Bears, a team that got beat on the opening weekend against the Minnesota Vikings. Their young quarterback, Cade McNown, looked good. Your thoughts on the Bears?
I think that, like you said, a young quarterback, I think they have a young, exciting offense, and they like to throw the ball a lot around. So our defense will have an opportunity to get a lot of sacks this week. On top of that, I think their defense, you know, like to get up in your face and play some bump and run, and they go out and get a guy like Thomas Smith to be able to shut some of these receivers down in NFC Central. So, you know, anytime you have that mixture, I think they're going to be off to a great start in trying to, you know, take this team in the right direction.
Hey, you got to help me on this one. What's the difference in the preparation for this week's game as compared to the Jets and how you get ready in Tampa?
Well, I think here it's a, you know, things are a lot smoother than they were probably in New York. New York's a little, everything is so tense, you know. You can hear a pin drop in New York when Parcells walk down the hall. Here, everybody's just having fun because they know of the way to go about doing business.
And just go out and play some football, which you guys certainly did on that opening weekend against the Patriots. Keyshawn, thanks, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks a lot.
Keyshawn's excited about Tampa Bay's passing game. Lenny Dawson, are you buying that?
No way, Chris. You know, Keyshawn Johnson never quits pleading his case, does he?
And he thinks he's going to catch more balls in Tampa than he did in New York. I'm not sure, Lenny.
Well, he might do that. Let's take a look at this matchup, Chicago at Tampa Bay. In a matchup that's suddenly one-sided in Tampa's favor, the Bucs look for their 6th straight win against the Bears. But I'll tell you something. McNown impressed me because he threw the ball 41 times last week and did not throw an interception.
I'm going to give you 3 reasons why they won't win. One is he scored 9 points in 2 games against Tampa Bay last year. Curtis Enos does not provide any running game for him. And 2 names, Anthony McFarland and Warren Sapp, will hound him to the end. Now, I want to ask you, though, can Tony Dungy open up that conservative offense?
Well, it's all about matchups, and I think he will open up the offense this week. Chicago, in order to stop Tampa, they're going to have to bring a safety up to stop that run. Get an 8-man front in there. The matchup's Thomas Smith against Keyshawn Johnson. I look for Keyshawn to make some big plays down the field. Tampa's going to win.
I agree with you.
I think Tampa Bay is also going to win. A lot of optimism, a lot of smiling in Tampa Bay.
Well, they were smiling in Tampa Bay. It was just the opposite in Kansas City because the fans there had an opportunity to pay a final tribute to their fallen hero, Derek Thomas.
In Kansas City, players honored the passing of Derek Thomas with his number inscribed on their helmets and his memory enshrined in their hearts. Understandably, the Chiefs were over-anxious early on. Elvis Gerbach's pass to Tony Richardson.
We now return to Lady in White.
The eyes of the Lord are toward the righteous, and his ears toward their cry. Praise be to the Lord. This morning, we have reason to give special thanks. Frankie Scarlatti is well and is still with us. Our merciful Savior has blessed us with his presence. But what of the other children who are no longer with us? What has become of them? They have found the eternal peace which we all yearn for. They are forever in one with the Almighty Father in heaven. For the eyes of the Lord are toward the righteous, and his ears toward their cry. I don't believe that.
Agnes, please. Why did our Richie have to die? Why wasn't he spared? His voice no better than mine. That murder of hers that killed him. No, he's gonna die too. I spit on you, murdering husband.
Weeks went by, and the days grew shorter. That year, time had a way of dragging on forever in Willow Point Falls.
Merry Christmas! Oh, Merry Christmas!
Something very strange and mystic happened to me. Something realistic and as weird as can be. Something that I feared somehow is now endeared to me. What a funny feeling, odd and yet so true. Did a thing like this ever happen to you? Did you ever see a dream walking? Well, I did. Did you ever hear a dream talking? Well, I did. Did you ever have a dream thrill you with will you be mine? Oh, it's so grand and it's too divine. Did you ever see a dream dancing? Well, I did. Did you ever see a dream romancing? Well, I did. Did you ever see heaven right in your arms, saying, I love you, I do? Well, the dream that was walking and the dream that was
Help me
talking,
find her.
and the heaven in my arms was you.
Everybody's got to have a place to be I had my thinking tree. It helped me think about things and figure stuff out.
Frankie?
Hi, Mr. Lowry.
Hi, what you doing up there?
Oh, just thinking.
Ah, you know, I dropped off that package you've been waiting for.
You did?
Uh-huh. All the way from Lincoln, Nebraska. Right.
Wipe your feet. It's in your bedroom.
We'll return to Lady in White after this.
A while back, I needed a payroll check cashed in a hurry. A buddy of mine recommended CheckSmart. Good call. CheckSmart didn't hold my check until it cleared before I got my money. They cashed it on the spot. Piece of cake. Plus, they have extended hours and plenty of locations. And that helps when you're working long hours, 6 days a week.
Welcome back to the NFL Sunday Ticket Control Center. I'm Scott Lasky, leading into Week 2 of NFL 2000. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to see a game in December at the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field? Well, here's your chance if you win our Touchdown Tour Sweepstakes. You and a guest can be off to Green Bay or any 7 cities for any 7 regular season games of your fancy, courtesy of NFL Sunday Ticket. Be in the stands and witness for yourself all the unforgettable moments and all the excitement of your team's drive towards the playoffs. You're automatically entered with a subscription to NFL Sunday Ticket. Or you can enter the Touchdown Tour Sweepstakes at our website, NFLSundayTicket.com, and also have the chance at hundreds of other official NFL prizes. But hurry, because tomorrow is the very last day you can enter. Okay, here's a quick look at today's 13 matchups. Deuce Staley looks for another big day as his Eagles host the Giants. The Ravens will look to shut down Mark Brunell's Jaguars. One of our late games features the star-filled Redskins rumbling into Detroit. And Kurt Warner, Marshall Falk, and the rest of the Rams travel to the Great Northwest to take on the Seahawks. Kickoff's just moments away. We'll see you later on NFL Sunday Ticket.
The NFL on Fox.
How do you enhance a V8 engine that produces 245 horsepower? A chassis that can haul up to 2,000 pounds? Or brakes that have 4 piston calipers? Simple. Add about 6 pounds of steel. Toyota Tundra, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and 4-Wheel and Off-Road Magazine's 4x4 of the Year.
This is an ordinary cell phone. This is Nextel, and it's going to change the way you do business thanks to Direct Connect, its digital two-way radio feature. Frank, not yet. It ensures instant contact. Bridget.
Got it.
Cost a fraction of cellular.
It just passed.
And it makes other cell phones
Ready now.
obsolete.
Direct Connect from Nextel. How business gets done.
Sign up for a Nextel National Business Plan by September 30th and get free incoming cellular calls.
E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online, presents the return of the week. Jim Haslett's head coaching debut for the Saints was spoiled with a 95-yard punt return by the dynamic Desmond Howard.
Desmond running left to the 15, to the 20, 30. Desmond left side, 140.
Number 28, Ron Rice, assisted with a key block, springing Howard for the winning score in a Lion victory.
Mr. Duffy, I've been here for over a year now, and I'd like to talk about a raise. I have an MBA.
I like jujubes. The reds and the oranges the best. They are like the king and queen of jujube land. The green and the yellow, they're peasants. One day, we're going to have a jujube revolution.
So, what do you think?
Jujube?
It's time for E-Trade. Sign up now for your 25 trade bonus.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Weather conditions always a factor, especially at this time of year down in Tampa. And for more on that situation, let's go down to the third member of our team, Pam Oliver. Pam?
Well, Dick, the Chicago Bears very concerned about the heat. They have been carefully monitoring their players' hydration levels since Wednesday and checking their bodies every single day to make sure they're getting enough fluid. One player in particular they'll be keeping an eye on, receiver Marcus Robinson, who has a history of dehydration and, in fact, became dehydrated in the game last week against Minnesota. The temperature on the game in the field today, right now, Dick, 100 degrees. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Back upstairs.
All right, Pam. No pickle juice to be found, Matt.
No pickle juice. And there's a lot of people talking about the pickles, but the Bears have chosen a little bit more scientific method. They, like Pam mentioned, they've been monitoring the levels of everyone, and they are aware of Marcus Robinson.
That is Aaron Stecker, a former Chicago Bear who was signed as an undrafted free agent and last year played on the Tampa Bay practice squad. He will be returning kicks today. Carl Williams is out with a bruised shoulder. The Bucs have won 5 in a row. And the last time the Bears won here, well, you got to go back. In fact, the Bears, as we mentioned, last year getting a field goal in the first game and 2 field goals in the second game. Rookie Paul Edinger will kick off for the Bears, and Stecker is back deep for the Buccaneers. And we're underway week 2 in the NFL. And a good kick by Edinger, and it'll be run out by Stecker, 7 yards in the end zone. And Aaron Stecker takes it out to the 24-yard line. And now the Tampa Bay offense, as Matt mentioned, they have made some changes. Sean King with an impressive record as a starter. Only his second year. Up front, Pete Pearson, Randall McDaniel, Jeff Christie from the Vikings, both of them. Frank Middleton and Jerry Wunsch, the right tackle. Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott, the 1-2 punch in the backfield. Keyshawn Johnson, the newcomer with Jacquez Green, Dave Moore, a dangerous tight end. First down, and the King will go to the air on the first play, and it's dropped by Green. He was open and couldn't hold on. Defensively for the Chicago Bears, and they're looking for a pass rush up front. Daniels, the newcomer from Seattle, with Wells, Flanagan, and Brian Robinson. Roosevelt Colvin and Warwick Holman, 2 second-year linebackers, flank the veteran Barry Minter. Thomas Smith, who came over from Buffalo, and Walt Harris are the corners. Tony Parrish and impressive rookie Mike Brown man the safety. Green will go in motion on 2nd and 10 from the 24. And King on the screen pass. Couldn't make the connection. Dunn was the intended receiver.
Those of you sitting at home are going to look at Sean King and go, he's starting off 0 for 2. But as a matter of fact, he threw 2 excellent balls. That one, he tripped going back. And the first one was right where it had to be. Sean King is going to take a little bit more time developing. If you listen to Terry Bradshaw on the pregame show, he said something about this offense won't allow him to. And that's true at this point. But keep in mind, this offense is still being learned by these Bucs players with the new offensive coordinator coming in.
Riedel Anthony, number 85, checks in as the 3rd wide receiver. 3rd and 10. King from the shotgun, under pressure. And down he goes. A big loss on the play back to the 11, and it was Frankie Smith, one of the extra defensive backs, who came on in, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the whole thing's made possible by coverage. You see Keyshawn Johnson back underneath. He had 3rd and 10, so he chose not to go there. You can see he looked left first. That's where Keyshawn was. Then he came back. He had to hold on to the ball a little bit longer because of the coverage, and because of that coverage, Frankie Smith can get there.
A loss of 11 yards on the play. Mark Royals will be kicking from the end zone, and Glenn Milburn, who's dangerous, goes back to his own 41-yard line. And the Buccaneers, with tremendous coverage, do not let Milburn get loose. Alsherman Singleton, as he usually does, makes the play on special teams. So now the Bears on offense. And Cade McNown, who comes in after the first week, the 2nd leading passer and the 6th leading rusher in the NFC. 3 touchdowns last week. Rockermeyer, Todd Perry, Olin Kreutz, Chris Valerio, and James Williams. Curtis Enos and James Allen in the back. Ingram and Marcus Robinson, the wide receiver. And with John Allred inactive, the tight end is Alonzo Mays. And there is the screen to Marcus Robinson. And a first down into Buccaneer territory to the 44. Damian Robinson after an 11-yard pickup. Arguably the best defense in the NFL. Marcus Jones, Warren Sapp, Anthony McCarlin, who replaced Culpepper. Quarles, Duncan, and Brooks, the linebackers. Ronde Barber and Donnie Abraham man the corners. John Lynch and Damian Robinson, the safety.
There's a lineman right there lined up as the fullback for Curtis Enos. Weigman.
And Curtis Enos, who only carried 4 times last week, picks up 9 yards on his first carry today and gets it to the 35-yard line with Abraham and Robinson.
You can see number 60 right there, and he's going to take you right to the football, because the one thing we mentioned right at the start of the game is you can run on this Buck defense. And the way to do it is to power people. The offensive line, you have to stay on your block, and then you take the big back Enos behind Weigman. Heck, you pick up 8 yards.
2nd and 1. First drive of the game, and the play action. McNown has time, and he throws underneath. It'll be enough for the first down to James Allen, who carried more and gained more, actually 60 yards last week. Derek Brooks making the stop, and it's a first down for the Bears.
Dick, you and I have talked about this Tampa Bay defense for a few years now. Cade McNown is going to have to learn quick the way to beat it. The way to beat it is to stay patient. And he's an aggressive kid, and he wants to make plays, and you like that. But you have to temper him. You have to be patiently aggressive.
Marty Booker and Eddie Kennison are in at wide receiver, and the handoff is to James Allen. Allen dives forward to just inside the 30-yard line, and Brooks makes the tackle again.
You know, I mentioned about the defensive line and how they're not very big, and if you look at them, they're not a real tall group. The ends are tall, but the inside guys are stout. Sapp and McFarland, you know, they're 3, and they can drop their anchors. Where they don't have the real size is in the linebackers. They're built for speed. This is a running group, and if you can get to that second level, you can power them.
Rookie Des White, number 80, who was inactive last week. There are 5 receivers in an empty backfield going out, and the pressure on McNown, and he's not going to get away. Sandwiched by the Buccaneer defense. Ronde Barber was the first one in.
That's a great call by Monty Kiffin, because Monty Kiffin knows the same thing. He's their defensive coordinator, and he's a feel guy. He coaches by feel, and that's why he likes to be down on the sideline. And he sees they're trying to get into a rhythm, so how do you break the rhythm? Simple. You add pressure. Ronde Barber comes unaccounted. Turn him over to the quarterback, you get a sack.
3rd down and 13. Penalty marker is down, and we'll have our first flag of the game. Bernie Kukar will explain it to us.
That's thrown by the umpire. That's usually movement inside on the offensive line.
58 offense. 5-yard penalty.
Chris Valerio, the right guard. So after the 3-yard loss, 5 more down. So it'll be 3rd down and long. 3rd down back at the 37-yard line.
So what McNown has to think here now is don't take them out of field goal position. It's going to be tough already. You're already talking about a 58-yarder. But you can get enough to put you in field goal spot.
They're on the 41. McNown's pass, and it was intended for Marcus Robinson. And not a good throw, and there all of a sudden you see some temper flare. Big Cat Williams.
Big Cat. Yep. Hey, the Cat isn't going to let you mess.
And Chidi Ahanotu wants a piece of him too.
That's a good job by the officials. That's a no call. Just let him go. Because there's a lot of emotion out there. And you have a young quarterback, and Big Cat's not going to let you get to him. Chidi Ahanotu hit him from behind, and who knows what goes on down there in the bottom of the pile, but the Cat wasn't buying it.
Well, the Bears went with an empty backfield and 5 receivers, and that was all she wrote. The Tampa Bay defense made 3 terrific plays, and so Brent Bartholomew will be kicking, and the ball bouncing at the 1, and the Bears are able to keep it in play, and that was Brian Urlacher,
very good,
who saved it, the #1 draft pick, the linebacker.
That's a big play, Dick. Very big play. Pinned them back inside their own 10.
What's wrong with this picture? The fact that you're still sitting in front of it. Do something more interesting.
You will sell your corporate clothes. You will wear shorts to work. Your favorite colors will be red and gold.
Introducing the new 200-horsepower Chrysler Seabrings. Sedan, convertible, and coupe. They beg to be driven.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
The pirate ship, one of the many decorations here at Raymond James Stadium. And the Bucs hope that Sean King can decorate the scoreboard with some points, although he's got his work cut out for him, starting on the 3.
Remember, Dick, they changed offensive coordinators. Shula's gone. Les Steckler's in. They started this game with 3 consecutive passes, which you'd say has gone away from their strength as they were running to.
But they open here with 2 tight ends on their second possession, and Mike Allstott, first carry of the game, brings it out to about the 8.
Dick, I want to show you what happens. This is the ump cam. This is what the umpire is looking at. This is a perfect example of why the second guy usually gets the flag. Umpire turns, looks downfield, which he has to. Now he feels something going on, and what do you see? You see Big Cat burying somebody. And then you see all the talking going on. There's all encroachments and coots and all that stuff going on. There's the Cat pushing. The point is, something happened previous. By the time the official looks, you don't see the first one.
And the handoff again to Allstott, but the Bears are right there, and the running back from Joliet, Illinois, gets no gain on the play, and that will bring up the 3rd down and 5 for the Buccaneers. The Bears had good field position after holding in the Buccaneers before and looking for the same result this time. Brad Culpepper, spurned by the Buccaneers a couple of weeks before the opener and signed a few days ago, and his personal life with all of the moving with the young kids has been crazy, trying to learn a new defense, and he's in there now at 3rd and 5.
But he knows that he's a professional, and he knows how to play.
And there is King. King's pass is incomplete. The crowd will yell for a flag on Keyshawn Johnson. And the question is, was that pass catchable? Thomas Smith was covering on the play, and pressure on King.
He did have, and he's working outside on Thomas Smith. Nice job of getting that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good job by Thomas Smith. But I want you to watch Clyde Simmons. Clyde's working on the inside and just powered the guard. Just flew right through him and got good pressure and forced that ball to come quick.
So once again, Tony Dungy's Buccaneers having the kick from the end zone. Mark Royals, first kick 47 yards, and Glenn Milburn, who's the last member of the Bears active squad to score a touchdown. He bobbles the ball but falls on it, and the Bears will get it, but they will start this possession in Buccaneer territory. No score, 8:52 to go with the first.
That's the one. Perfect match. Oh, she is going to go nuts. She's going to love this. Oh, I score.
Honey? Hey.
Got a little surprise for you.
So do I. I actually found someone to buy this old lamp. Isn't that great? $500.
Whether you're buying or selling on eBay, use your Visa card. Visa, eBay's preferred way to pay.
It was late in the fourth quarter, and Joe Montana was struggling to come from 11 points behind. He'd already been sacked 8 times, and as the clock ticked away, the opposing team started celebrating. They figured there was no way Montana could score 2 more touchdowns. They were right. He scored 3.
When you're an original, you do it your own way. Original Coors.
Expect more from an original. Original Coors.
If you thought being a student was hard,
now what?
He's trying to send Dana Poole home because she's not wearing a bra.
Try being a teacher.
It's obscene.
It isn't obscene. You just have a problem with the female body.
Young lady, the female body.
Harvey,
look at those breasts.
Harvey.
Look at you, purr.
From the creator of Ally McBeal and The Practice comes Boston Public Fox Fall.
You're looking at Rondé Barber. He's lined up wide as the bullet on the special teams. He's also their starting corner. When you get out wide, you have to have a plan, and especially when you're going against 2 veterans, as Thomas Smith, 25, and Sean Wooden. And sometimes all the experience and the best plans don't make a difference, because sometimes they get you, and sometimes you get them.
And Cade McNown looking to get somebody here after a prolific first game at Minnesota in defeat. The Bears, first possession was their own 45. Now they're on the 47-yard line. Dick Duran beginning his second year, and a very low-key but confident and proficient coach.
And a good teacher. And as a matter of fact, Dick Duran and Tony Dungy are the same guy. And that's why they'll do well. Both are doing well.
Casey Wegman, as you pointed out, the blocking back on first down and a handoff to Curtis Enos. He breaks a tackle, and Enos barrels his way to the 40-yard line and a gain of 7.
The guy, I'm watching the tape of Curtis Enos, and I'm a little baffled, to be honest with you, about why people are saying they're phasing him out of the offense. He's not the right guy for this. I disagree. I think this guy is just now going to start to be the kind of back that I expected. Second year after the knee, he's powerful. He's 250. He runs very well between the tackles. I think he's an important key to this offense.
Dick Duran thinks so too. Second down and 3. Again, they go to Enos, trying to find something, and close to the first down. He is not there, however.
Dick, I think this is the way you beat this defense. This is Gary Crowton saying, I am going to be patient. I do know what we have. This is what we're going to do. We're going to pound him. That's a poundable guy. That's a big man. In fact, he sets up this 3rd and short only because he got stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and his extra effort gave him the extra 2 to turn it into 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1. 2 tight ends. Dustin Lyman, the rookie. Mays, the move man. And the handoff is to Enos. He's got the first down. So Curtis Enos, who gained only 11 yards last week, has already surpassed that.
And Dick, you see where they ran? They ran right at the anchor of that Tampa Bay defense. They ran right at Warren Sapp. And if you start getting Warren Sapp going backwards or getting to hesitate, you help yourself immediately in the long run. You're going to watch him. Just power straight at him. Weekman's inside. Cooch does a nice job. They run right at him and pick up the first.
From the 36-yard line, they go again to the workhorse in this first quarter, Enos. And he gets about 3 yards on the play.
You know what cracks me up? And there's Big Cat Williams in the middle of that thing again. But wherever Big Cat Williams is, and there's the ump looking at it, trying to calm him down. You know, at one point you want to say, Cat, look, you got bad breath, out of the way. And he's going to try to calm them down. You let them play. But wherever Big Cat Williams is, there will be emotion. And wherever there will be emotion, Olden Krutz is right behind. In fact, I think he's one of those guys who kind of gets them going first.
An instigator.
Oh, yeah, you got to love him.
James Allen comes in as the running back on 2nd and 8. And McMenamin goes down, and again it was Rondy Barber. And a loose ball fumble, and the Buccaneers get it. That's the kind of mistake the Bears could ill afford.
That's another good call. On 2nd down, they brought the blitz, same as the previous time. Rondy Barber again, this time from the left side. Keep in mind he's a left-handed quarterback. That's his blind side. The quarterback has to see that and get rid of the ball quick. He did not see him. He was unaccounted for, and you have a big play.
And Shelton Quarles recovered the fumble. So again, Rondy Barber on the blitz, and this time the Bears turn it over. So they have to be scratching their heads, Matt. They've had good field position for 2 possessions, and now the Buccaneers have the ball on their 45.
So you can see right there, he's telling, look, you have to be aware of that. And that's just, look, we went into this thing knowing one thing. The Bears did. Everybody in the stadium knows that the Tampa Bay defense is their backbone.
First down, and they hand off to Warwick Dunn, spinning his way. And getting about 2 yards on the play, Mike Wells in on the tackle.
Mike Wells is one stout guy. And he is the base. Every defense needs an anchor. Warren Sapp is it on Tampa Bay, and Mike Wells is it for the Chicago Bears.
Buccaneers already halfway to their sacks of the first quarter. They had 4 last week against the Patriots, 2 already today. 2nd and 8. The slant to Jacquez Green. And a first down. On the coverage was Thomas Smith. So the Buccaneers with a 10-yard pickup.
The same patience we have talked about with Cade McNown also applies to Sean King. And this is perfectly done because what they're going to do is they're just going to take exactly what Thomas Smith is going to allow you to have. Once he gets the inside body position, Jacquez Green, it's just a matter of being accurate. And he was.
Close to 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Green to Warwick Dunn and out of bounds after a minimal gain. Barry Minter on the coverage.
You know, we talked about this Tampa Bay offense of being a running offense, and you have to take that away. And what you have to do defensively, on any defense, when you attack the offense, you have to take something away to make them one-dimensional. So what the Bears did on that last play, they dropped their safety down, and they created an 8-man front, and they're saying, okay, Sean King, you beat us because we're not going to let you run the football on.
Brad Culpepper checking in for the Bears at defensive tackle on 2nd and 9. And the ball batted in the air and knocked down, and Mike Wells got a hand on it. Will bring up 3rd down.
Dick, that's what I was talking about with Mike Wells. Now, he's not going to beat you with movement. He's not going to be a runaround guy. He's just an anchor. He's a bull. He's a bull, and he's just going to run you right over. And that's all he does inside Washington. Just take Frank Middleton, good leverage, got underneath him, and just ran and pushed him into the quarterback. Well done.
This Bears defensive line playing very well in this first quarter. Sean King in the shotgun. 3rd down, needing 9. And King down the sideline, and the pass incomplete. Riedel Anthony, and he was covered well by Walt Harris to bring up 4th down.
Walt Harris played it perfectly. Watch him on the top. What he's going to do, once he has him to the outside, you take away the inside by body position, knowing that you have the sideline as a defender.
So Martin Gramatica, who did not attempt a field goal last week, but set a team record last year in points scored, will attempt a 50-yarder with Mark Royals holding.
Kicks away.
And the kick is going to be no good off to the right. So Gramatica now 0 for 1 on the year, and the Bears survive a turnover.
And they also pick up good field position because the ball will come back to the point where he kicked it.
That's the third good field position of the game.
Life is not a highlight reel. You've got to watch it unfold. You've got to see all the near misses to truly appreciate the power of someone putting the team on his back and carrying us all over the goal line. This is why we watch. NFL Sunday Ticket lets you flip through up to 13 channels of NFL football every Sunday on DirecTV. Never miss a moment. Sign up now and also get our best programming package free for 3 months.
The all-new Chrysler Sebring sedan. Proof that it's not the destination, it's the drive. Now lease the Chrysler Sebring LX sedan for $259 a month.
NFL.com, your source for game day coverage.
This is a big game. We got to take it one play at a time. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Exclusive behind-the-scenes access.
Let's go.
Up-to-the-minute live stats.
No place like first place.
Live radio coverage. And post-game features.
No one knows how much this means.
On Sundays, watch your game and follow the rest of the action on NFL.com.
And the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. St. Louis, after the win over Denver, goes to Seattle. Washington is at Detroit. For those of you in Tampa Bay, you will get the bonus late game, which is the Redskins against the Lions.
Yeah, boy, the Redskins, I think they had a big win last week, but they can be a lot better. Mark Carrier is going to be suspended for today's game, going back to the team in Detroit that he played for the last few years, and I didn't like that call at all. I thought it was a good hit.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Bears. And here is Allen trying to cut his way in a terrific defensive play by Brian Kelly, who is the nickel corner for the Buccaneers.
You can always tell how good a tackling team you have by your secondary, especially your corners. Keep in mind, this Tampa Bay defense plays a lot of what's called cover 2, where the safeties are back and the corners are up, and they play 5 under. If you're cornered, in cover 2, your corners have to be a good tackling group. Herman Edwards has made them that way.
Second down and 9, and on the draw play, here is Enos, and he's going to lose yardage. It is very tough to move the ball against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers anytime. Jamie Duncan, the middle linebacker, who replaced Hardy Nickerson, who is now in Jacksonville, a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Duncan made that tackle, but here's the man who made the play. That's Warren Sapp going against Valera, because what he did was he got pushed up the field. And by getting that push, he forced Enos to have to go watch. Comes up the field right here. See, that's where he wanted to go. But he couldn't go, so he had to bounce outside, and that's where Duncan made the tackle.
Third and 11, bobbling the snap. The pass is caught, but way short of the first down. James Allen, and was hit immediately by Derek Brooks, and so the Bears will have to kick. And believe me, the Buccaneers defense a lot more vocal and prideful of how good they are.
Now watch this snap. You're going to watch the bobble snap and see where his eyes go. Because his eyes are looking there, he can't be looking at coverage. And because he's not looking at coverage, he comes off, feels a little bit of pressure, gets rid of the ball quick, and it's underneath, and goes for nada.
Brent Bartholomew, who did his kicking for the Miami Dolphins last year, kicking to Carl Williams, who did not start today as a returner, and goes nowhere, and is stopped at the 20-yard line by Kari Samuel. So after Aaron Stecker returned the first kick, Williams is back in there, and we'll be right back.
The all-new Chrysler Sebring sedan. Proof that it's not the destination, It's the drive. Now lease the Chrysler Sebring LX sedan for $259 a month.
Their parents all have great jobs, live in the same neighborhood, same cars, same vacations. So why will some families be paying for college while the rest are praying for scholarships? Some people already know our financial representatives excel at a lot more than life insurance. Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet?
Here we go. The Freaky Leagues team is determined to uncover the truth behind the strange and unusual.
Still chasing things that go bump in the night?
Stranger things have happened, but not on your TV. From the creators of the Blair Witch Project. Freaky Links premieres Friday, October 6th on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chrysler. We're reinventing the passion for driving. By Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers. By Northwestern Mutual Financial Network. Are you there yet? And by the makers of Lamisil AT, the best way to cure athlete's foot.
You mentioned the new offensive coordinator, Les Steckel, who was with Tennessee last year, now calling the shots offensively.
And I think a very important point to remember. When Tony Dungy brought Les Steckel in, he didn't have Les Steckel learn the offensive terminology. He had his team learn Les Steckel's offense. And that's a tough thing to do. And I think because of that, it'll take a little while for this offense to get on track, especially the quarterback.
Sean King completes to Keyshawn Johnson, who makes his first catch for the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Mike Brown covering and a pickup of 18 yards to the former Jet.
Well, you're going to watch first this play action. See, the play action goes inside, and then Keyshawn does a Michael Irvin imitation right there. He just goes down. He's going to play physical. He runs well, but speed isn't his game. His brain is his game, and his being physical and understanding and reading is his game, and he's very good at it.
Jerry Azuma in for Thomas Smith, who's been bothered by a hip pointer for several weeks. Didn't practice one day this week. Here's Mike Allstott moving the pile for a 5-yard pickup on first down.
What happened with the Bucs the last 2 years, a few years ago, their center was playing very well, and then he got a little older and he didn't play as well, and then the offensive guards didn't play as well. He's had more things to take on. So the offensive line's play went down, and they didn't run the ball as well. Play action wasn't as effective, and that hurt the offense. Now with McDaniel and Christie in there, that changes the complexion of that offensive line.
Allstott lined up as a receiver wide to the right, and he can't hold on to it. He was there, and that would have been a first down for Tampa Bay.
So the Bucs are taking a page from the Bears book. Here's the three guys that they infused into this offense. As you can see, Keyshawn, Randall McDaniel, and Jeff Christie. A lot of Pro Bowl, a lot of experience, but more than that, a better understanding of how this game is played. Heck, I was talking to Keyshawn Johnson about those two linemen. He said, they're nasty. He said, that's the way linemen are supposed to be.
Keyshawn adding the spark, hopefully, and certainly the personality to this offense. Third down and 5. King sacked. And that is Philip Daniels, the former Seattle Seahawk, and that is the second time the Bears have gotten to young Sean King.
Yeah, and that's the second time he's going to come from this side right over here. It's the second time that Randall McDaniel is picking up the stunt, let him get to the inside. See, their levels were not right with Pete Pearson. His levels, he was too even, and Daniels got to that inside shoulder. Once you're even, you're beat. He just had to push it, and he got the sack.
Mark Royals will kick for the third time, and Glenn Milburn back deep for the Bears. With less than a half a minute remaining in the third quarter, Milburn fields it inside the 10-yard line. And will bring it out shy of the 30-yard line with only 15 seconds to go in a scoreless first quarter.
I need a car?
Shopping for a used car will never be the same.
No. A convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Welcome to Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you?
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
E-squared from Energizer. A whole new battery with a heart of titanium that lets you take power to the next level.
First, he took on the Terminator. Then, he raised the Titanic.
I gotta go. Where?
Now,
It's a secret.
has he got a girl for you?
Girls kick ass. That's the one a t-shirt.
You got a bad attitude.
Come on, you're not even trying.
James Cameron invites you to meet.
I know who you are. I know who you're running from.
Dark Angel. The series premiere Tuesday, October 3rd on Fox.
On game day, access NFL.com for up-to-the-minute stats and live radio coverage. NFL.com.
And Keyshawn Johnson coming over and opinionated and involved as he is in practice. I think in practice he wants to do the scout team, anything to be involved.
He'll run it all, and that's what I was talking about being a smart player. Because, you know, your job doesn't end when you're on the field. When the play's over, you come to the sideline. That's where the most football is taken care of, is on the sideline.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line with 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And a completed pass to the 35-yard line to Alonzo Mays, the tight end, and the time will run out. So the Bears still have not managed an offensive touchdown in now 11 quarters against the Bucs. But they're in the game, very much so. And that is the end of the first with the score. The Bears nothing and the Buccaneers nothing. This Fox NFL Sunday from Tampa will continue after these messages.
Where is the internet? Anywhere you want it to be.
Paolo, you'll be so lying.
Because Lucent Technologies is making the internet mobile. With a new generation of networks that put the full power of the net right where you need it. With the mobile internet from Lucent, you can do amazing things and always stay a step ahead. Lucent Technologies. Expect great things.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Hey guys, check this out. Wow. How do you think it got here? I don't know. What do you think we should do with it? We can't leave it here. Oh, is it dead? I don't know. See if it's cold. Cool. Huh? It's cold.
Getting lucky? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Push, guys. Push.
From Damon's famous award-winning ribs to our new grilled chicken fettuccine with sun-dried tomato Alfredo, Damon's has something for everyone. On the lighter side, try Damon's grilled chicken breast salad for a fresh twist to a light favorite.
This fall, John Goodman has a confession to make.
I'm a big girl.
John Goodman stars in Normal, Ohio, a new comedy coming to Fox.
No score as we start the second quarter. A look at the first quarter statistics.
We'll just take a look at it. I think it's pretty even. And the biggest thing here was just this one turnover, but the Bears were able to turn him back with a missed field goal. It's just a solid game on both sides.
Sean Wooden with a hamstring problem. You saw him go into the locker room, and they'll tape him up. And a flag is down before the first play can be run, and it's going to be delay of the game, apparently.
That's inexcusable coming out of the end of the quarter. That shouldn't happen. Everything should have been taken care of to get out there, get at the line of scrimmage to make the snap. That should not happen.
But the Bears, in a game that is reminiscent of the 6-3 affair won by the Buccaneers earlier last year against the Bears right here in Tampa. Macy Brooks, a wide receiver lining up as a tight end, number 83, actually spread out. And the pass is picked and intercepted. And the Bucs defense gets it back. Johnny Abraham makes the interception.
That's on McNown. There was no touch there. The ball came out quick, and the reason it came out quick is because he felt a little bit of pressure inside. But the Bucs have been coming after him with a little bit of pressure, and he's gotten there twice. Again, here he comes, unaccounted for. He feels he had a lot of time, but he turned and he threw that ball, and there was too much mustard on it. Look at this. Sapp got his hands on him, bopped it up, but there was no touch. He didn't see him. Got rid of it too quick.
First interception of the year for the Buccaneers. And they start from the 30 of Chicago. Warwick Dunn pulled down after a pickup of nearly 7 yards by Tony Parrish, the strong safety.
Well, Warwick Holdman found out what it's like to be in the open field because he has a clean shot right there. And Warwick Dunn just gave him the back of his jersey on a little bit of spin move and then still picked up about 7 yards.
Second down and 3.
He wasn't happy with that 7 yards either. He wanted more.
The Bears withstood the first turnover in the first quarter, but this may be tougher. Mike Allstott off tackle for the first down inside the Bears 20.
I want to show you how you finish a run, Dick. On every hit, there's a point of contact. And then the guy who finishes it, either the defender or the running back, they'll finish. Watch Allstott on this. This is called finishing the run. You know there's going to be that point of impact. Boom, right there. Lower and drives. And he ran right through Minder, right there. See, he was a little lower. His pad level was low, and he ran right through him.
There's Mike Allstott. Talk about a guy who can pound you inside the 10-yard line. Still short of the first down, but the Buccaneers are going to their bread and butter, Dunn and Allstott, as they threaten to score here.
We talked about the infusion of new guys, and Jeff Christie, the center, is one of them. Last year with Tony Mayberry, they couldn't do this. And what they're going to do, you see the center moving right in front of you. See him, 62? They can pull him and get him to the edge. And he blocks Barry Minder. They weren't able to do that last year.
Second down and 2, Allstott. And Allstott leans forward, and they have the first down with that second effort.
Thomas Smith with a nice tackle on the end, and he saved himself a touchdown right there.
He left the game. He's been bothered by the hip injury, as we told you, but back in there now, the former Buffalo Bill.
Hip pointer. Those things are tough because they are so painful. I mean, you can't sit up, you can't sneeze, you can't cough, but you still have to play. And so you just have to gut out the pain.
And it's a first down for the Buccaneers. So first and goal for Tampa Bay. You know, the Bears are playing the Buccaneers even and really giving Tampa Bay a bonus with those turnovers so far. There's Culpepper trying to stem the tide. First and goal from the 8-yard line. Again, Allstott.
He ran right into Brad Culpepper down inside. It was a good job by Culpepper. It's got to be tough for him. It's got to be tough. You know, he was firmly entrenched here. He's a big part of the community. He's a leader in the locker room. And then it came, you know, blindsided him. He didn't see it coming at all. And now he's going to line up against the guy who he was just practicing against just a few weeks ago. And that man there, Warren Sapp, they were like two peas in a pod. They were together all the time.
Second and goal at the 7, Todd Yoder, the undrafted rookie, tight end, number 80 checks in. And they're going to go to Allstott again, and the Bears knock him back for a loss on the play. Mike Brown coming up from the free safety position, and that will bring up third down and goal.
Mike Brown is an easy player to like, and he's just a rookie. But you turn on the tape, and you notice him right away. What you see is his recklessness, and he loves the game. He's got great enthusiasm. He's got great passion for the game. Well, as soon as they turn the tape on, he jumps right on off the screen.
From Nebraska on the second round, 3rd and goal on the 8th.
Time for Keyshawn Johnson about here.
And there's Sean King, nowhere to go, and he'll be stopped at the 5. So the Chicago Bears stiffen for the second time after allowing a turnover. Brian Urlacher was involved.
Well, this is where he was looking. He was looking to Keyshawn, and he had it. You see, I want you to watch Sean King's eyes. Keep in mind he was on the left side. Look right where he's looking. He's looking right over there to that left side, and had he had one more step, he would have had the throw, because Keyshawn had the position on Walt Harris.
So Martin Gramatica, who missed a 50-yarder in the first quarter, this will be from 23 yards out. And the kick is good. So the Buccaneers, taking advantage of their first interception of the year, have drawn first blood and lead the Bears 3-0.
How come Joe Namath was more popular than Johnny Unitas? Both were great quarterbacks. Both jerseys hang in the Hall of Fame. But then, only one quarterback was ever seen on the sidelines wearing a full-length mink coat. The Mitsubishi Montero. Toughness meets style.
से हम आपका स्वागत करते हैं। आज मेरे साथ एक मशहूर मेहमान अरुण दाती।
दो खिलाड़ियों का नाम अरुण दाती और भारत है, मगर ये देखो क्या हो रहा है। दोनों खिलाड़ी अब तैयार है, वो एक दूसरे के पास है और हंगामा हुआ यार, एक दूसरे गलत आदमी को मारा। ये गड़बड़ हो रहा है, ये मामला लगता है, ये दीवानों का मेला लगता है। अरे 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 क्या हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है।
Fox NFL Sunday, brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, makers of the 2001 Montero. Wake up and drive. By MSN, enjoy the everyday weather. By Levi's Jeans, make them your own. And by Energizer E-Square, the battery with a heart of titanium.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading 3-0 on the 23-yard field goal by Martin Gramatica after the interception by Johnny Abraham. All running plays, mostly to Mike Allstock. There's Glenn Milburn, back to receive. Into the end zone, about 4 yards out. Milburn looking for an opening. Flag is down, and now Milburn is down at the 33-yard line. Gramatica came in and actually gets credit for the kicker, and it will go against the Bears. And now he is limping off after coming up and making the play on Milburn.
Either his head is messed up or his helmet's twisted. He must have taken...
Let's hope it's the helmet.
I think it is the helmet. Well, he took a shame. He's not a big guy. He's a little guy.
Holding 23 of the return team during the run back. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Jerry Azuma holding.
He almost looking out his right ear hole. Watch Martin Gramatica. He may have his head messed up, but he was very instrumental in making that tackle.
Yup. Yup.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep. You.
Yup.
Yup. Yep.
Yup.
Yep.
You?
Yeah.
Yup.
You.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
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 Yup.
Avaya, communication without boundaries.
You can do it.
MSN project, day 88. To help cure Jackson's hiccups, we used MSN Messenger to make a free long-distance phone call to a friend. He's the hiccup expert.
This can't fail. Try the belly buster.
Sometimes experts fail.
I'm going to try scaring him.
Mikey's like 74. Think about it.
Make free long-distance calls with the new MSN Messenger service. Connect time charges may apply.
This is Derek Brooks of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He supports the United Way. He has a way with kids.
Okay, who wants to sing my favorite song? Good.
Who's my favorite player? Mr. Derek Brooks. 152 tackles, 36 assists,
2 times All-Pro.
How many?
3 times All-Pro.
Better. Let's start again.
Who's my favorite player? Derek.
Good.
The two Grammatica brothers watching from upstairs, watching their brother and hoping for the best. The one standing is Bill Grammatica, who is a kicker at the University of South Florida here in Tampa, and they can breathe easy. Now the penalty match.
And right down here, Jerry Azuma had the hold right here on Gibson, 46. And Fisher was right there and saw it. He had his arms wrapped around him from the start, and he got caught.
So instead of the 34, the Bears begin from the 9. That penalty hurt. And a handoff to Curtis Enos and a couple of yards, and it looks like the Buccaneers defense.
How good is that, Derek Brooks? You know, he's almost one of those players that are too good to believe, because on the field he's an all-pro and well-deserved. He runs, he does everything well. He's got good instincts. Watch him right at the top. See, takes on Weigman, gets lower, comes back, makes a play, and off the field he's just as good. His foundation does a lot of things. He's great in the community. You can't ask for a better person than Derek Brooks.
James Allen in at running back and play action. McNown with time and doing what he did last week, and out of bounds and hit hard, although last week a lot of them were designed runs. Derek Brooks on the hit. Pick up a 7.
That right there. If we could show you, I want you to watch what Derek Brooks does from deep. Watch him close. He picks a spot, he knows, and now he's going to make sure of the tackle. Go through, run right through it. Watch him break. See, he's going to come back, drops back. Now he sees it. Now you come out of your zone and find the point of impact. That's really good.
3rd down and 3. Marty Booker going in motion, and McNown's pass incomplete, nowhere near a receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Cade McNown's got to settle himself down.
McNown seeing the defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the first time last year briefly in the first game, and then in the season finale as Bartholomew kicks it high. Carl Williams is hit.
Frankie Smith, what a great play. Did you see him come all the way down the left side?
All the way down and wouldn't let Carl Williams get an inch.
Perfect. Outstanding special teams play by Frankie Smith.
40-yard punt that time and no return.
Which of the following providers of dial-up internet services has the largest active subscriber base? Not AT&T, not Microsoft, not Prodigy, not NetZero. It's Juno.
Relentless training, endless preparation, setbacks and comebacks have created this finely tuned machine. But in the end, even a machine can break down. There are no limits to the dreams of Olympic athletes, and none to those who witness them. With Visa, the only card accepted at the Sydney Olympic Games.
Only one can be the best.
To treat athlete's foot, it's Lamisil AT with full prescription strength. These take 4 weeks of treatment. Lamisil AT cures it with just 1. 3 months later, you're still athlete's foot free. Lamisil AT, the best way to cure athlete's foot.
Which of the following providers of dial-up internet services ranks among the top 3 in terms of active subscribers? Not Microsoft, not AT&T, not net zero, not prodigy. It's Juno.
Chipper and the Braves. Finley and the D-backs. Fox Saturday Baseball this week.
Bucks lead the Bears 3-0 here in the second quarter. And, Matt, the Bears knew it was going to be tough to score. They were hoping to get the turnovers against Tampa Bay to get some easy points. It's gone the other way, though.
Well, but they also knew that it was going to be a tough going against that defense. And I think so far that's been the biggest key. And I think what has to happen for the Chicago Bears, Cade McNown, he's got to settle himself down a little bit. And I think that goes from Cade McNown upstairs to Gary Crowton. Because there's some things that he can do to settle his quarterback down with some short throws and go back to that running game.
Bears less than 2 yards per play as Tampa Bay gives the ball to Warwick Dunn, who goes outside and gets close to midfield with Barry Minter and then Walt Harris, the cornerback, after a 6-yard pickup.
If this Tampa Bay offense can start running consistently, not only even mean in this game, I mean all season long, then that will make Sean King a better player because they'll start going with play action and it'll open up the passing game down the field.
Pete Pearson, the left tackle, who replaced Paul Gruber, who retired this week. George Hegeman is now in at left tackle. Primary run stopper or run leader as Dunn, still short of the first down, gets into Bear territory.
The Bears have matched. They match up front pretty well. Mike Wells sitting down inside. He does a nice job. I think the defensive line as a whole matches up pretty well. They got some pressure on them in the passing game. And in the running game, until Allstott gets into the power mode, I think they've been doing a pretty good job out there.
Now the Bears are sending in a bunch of players as the Buccaneers get to the line of scrimmage. This will be interesting. 3rd down and 2. And Warwick Dunn on the pitch. And he gets close and may have the first down. It appears that he does with the spin move.
And that was a late substitution like you mentioned. And they're going to go try to get to the edge, and the only way they can do that is if they get good blocks outside. Watch Keyshawn Johnson, number 19. They're going to sign him Holden, the linebacker, and he's going to stay with it. And watch him. He just keeps on staying. He's going to dog him the whole time.
First down, Keyshawn Johnson with 1 catch so far in this game, and this is Mike Allstott. Mike Allstott getting about 8 yards on the play. Sean Wooden was the first to miss him, and that's nothing new. A lot of defenders have missed that guy.
Well, because he went for the hit, not the tackle, Dick. When you come up to Mike Allstott, yes, you got to make a hit, but you also better wrap your arms and use everything you can. It's okay to get run over as long as he goes down, but it's not good to make a hit, bounce off, and he doesn't go anywhere except forward.
And a running offense for Tampa Bay, but not this time, as Allstott ganged up by several blue shirts led by Warwick Holdman, the outside linebacker. No gain.
Now, they've only gone to Keyshawn Johnson 2 times here in this offense, and so much has been talked about how he makes a difference. See, the part that people forget is that this guy's a football player. And he doesn't care if they only throw it to him 2 times. He will block his rear end off to try to make something else happen. If you watch him and you have a chance to look at him from a big picture, he's always working the field constantly. I think he's an extremely complete player. What he lacks is great speed.
Randall McDaniel is the blocking back on 3rd down and 2. He was there several times last week against Tampa Bay. Allstott, first down. If you don't get Allstott at first, he's going to get the 2 or 3 yards. Colvin missed him that time, and a gain of 4 for another first.
Well, let's watch Randall McDaniel and see what you're going to see first. They do an excellent job on him. They come inside and they undercut him. Watch, right here. That's nicely done by Minter because he stuffs it. There is the mistake. You can't get your head down. Keep your head up and run through. Run through. Right there, Mike Wells had a chance and it didn't happen. Wrap your arms on Allstott. Even if he carries you for yards, at least he goes down.
From the 35, King to the air, and a flag is down. Keyshawn Johnson. And if it's against the Bears, it'll be a first down, but it won't be. It'll be nullified and brought back, holding the preliminary call against the Buccaneers.
Well, that's the umpire inside who sees that right away, and he's responsible for the
Holding,
2-guard.
73 offense. The 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Frank Middleton, the right guard, shaking his head.
Let's watch the cam to see if we can see what he's seeing. He's responsible for this guy and this guy, and that's you can't deny that. That, in fact, I think I saw him put 2 fingers up in the air and point, which would be a takedown for 2 points.
It is tackle football.
It's not tackling in there. That's a good call by the official.
Now 1st and 20, back to the Buccaneers, or Bears 45. Won't start working so hard. His shirt is out, but Warwick Dunn gets the call, and nothing there.
Well, Mike Wells right in the middle of that. He's controlling the inside of that thing pretty well today.
Crowd disappointed with the Tampa Bay offense. They didn't score the first time they had a chance on a turnover, managed only a field goal when they had 1st and goal, and now moving in the opposite direction here at midway, or with 4 minutes to go in the first half. And the ball control has been in the favor of by Tampa Bay here in the second quarter.
Defense is on the field an awful lot. You start wondering about this heat and the humidity.
2nd down and 19. King gets a lot of time, and someone got a hand on his left arm and has passed to Dave Moore out of range.
Clyde Simmons, again, who had pressure earlier. Remember Clyde Simmons, the great Philadelphia defenses with Reggie White and Jerome Brown. He was the other end, and he was getting great pressure there, was going to the Pro Bowl, and now he's about in his 15th year or so, and he's still getting pressure on the outside.
Jim Flanagan getting some repair work done and soaking himself. It is hot and humid, as Pam Oliver pointed out, well over 100 degrees on the field, and very humid indeed. 3rd and 19, and the pass is caught. What a catch by Jaquez Green. He got hit hard, made the reception, but he is short of the first down by 4 yards.
And that'll bring on Gramatica. That's a big play by Sean King. And nicely done outside by Green. And also, Walt Harris did a good job of knowing where the first down marker was and letting him come to him, but not to that point. Watch the ball throw. See where Walt Harris is? He knows where the first down marker is. It's a good job of knocking him down. It's a bad job of tackling, man. Wrap your arms and run through him.
47-yarder for Gramatica, who is 1 for 2 today. And this kick is a knuckleball, and it is a good knuckler. And they're the Gramatica kids. They're the happiest people at Raymond James Stadium, as the Bucs have taken now a 6-0 lead.
You know what I love about Hong Kong?
What's that?
No leash. No way for the office to keep tabs on you.
Hello? Really? It's official? No, thank you.
What is that?
Nextel Worldwide works everywhere we do.
Well, that just means you're going to have to work everywhere, Bob.
Actually, it means you do. I just got promoted. You work for me.
Introducing Nextel Worldwide. One phone, one number, worldwide.
Sign up for a Nextel National Business Plan by September 30th and get free incoming cellular calls.
On October 6th, Jack Carter comes home with a few days to kill. It's good to be home. Get Carter, rated R. Starts Friday, October 6th.
How come Joe Namath was more popular than Johnny Unitas? Both were great quarterbacks. Both jerseys hang in the Hall of Fame. But then, only one quarterback was ever seen on the sidelines wearing a full-length mink coat. The Mitsubishi Montero. Toughness meets style.
Emmy Award-winning David E. Kelly, the creator of The Practice, and Ally McBeal brings you his newest series, Boston Public, coming right at you, Fox Fall. Well, more and more, it appears this game resembling the last year's first meeting here at Raymond James Stadium, when the Bucs beat the Bears 6-3, 2:46 remaining in the first half. Martin Gramatica accounting for all the points with 2 field goals, preparing to kick off to James Allen and Glenn Milburn. There's the scoring drive for the Buccaneers. And another good kickoff for Gramatica. Milburn will run it out from the end zone once again and not get to the 20-yard line. Eric Vance on the play. Here are the two turnovers that the Bears have committed today, Matt.
Well, the first one, you can see, is just a sack that wasn't accounted for on the outside, and that falls on Caden McNown. And the second one was a stunt that Warren Sapp got to the outside. There wasn't enough touch. Again, McNown has to be patient. He's feeling a little bit of the pressure. I think one thing, every now and then, you have all this scheme. Every now and then, you just got to take your shot against this defense. Take your shot deep down the field.
Starting from the 17 out of the shotgun, McNown pumps once and over the head of Bobby Ingram. Incomplete. And you got to remember, early in the game, the Bears had the best field position of the contest.
Well, you know, Warren Sapp is the anchor of that defense, and the Bears know it. And so they're going to make sure they take care of him. He's working against Chris Valerio, and then Olin Kreutz knows right where he is. Kreutz cracks me up as a player. There's the ball at the end, just flopping around. It had an opportunity to be 6 again.
2nd and 10. And the pass intercepted again by Donnie Abraham on the deflection. And it's run inside the 5-yard line. So another deflected pass off of James Allen's hands. And Donnie Abraham has his second pick of the first half, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Caden McNown has nothing to do with this. This is everything was done right. That just goes right off the hands of James Allen. And that shouldn't be. What it should be is a completion. Instead, it's going the other way, and they're threatening to blow this one up. Not blow it open, but get a pretty comfortable lead, given the fact that they haven't scored now in going on 12 quarters.
But that defense, you know, leading by 10 is like leading by 21 for another club.
You remember a couple years ago we were down here, and it was a tale of two halves.
Yes.
First half, the Bears seemingly trounced them. In the second half, the Bucs ran all over them.
3 turnovers by the Bears, and here is Sean King. Fires, incomplete, and it was Patrick Haight, the tight end, at the back of the end zone. 2nd down coming up.
Good coverage by Keyshawn Johnson down there. You're going to watch Thomas Smith working on it. Gets his hands on it, has the 5 yards, and then you just have to stay with them. The one thing you can't do, 64, as Randall McDaniel reports, you can't take your eyes off the receiver once you're locked on. 64 generally will take you to the ball, but this, you smell real deep, kind of smells like play action down here.
2nd and goal on the 4-yard line. Mike Allstott behind McDaniel, and now the timeout called by Sean King. That is the first timeout by either team here in the first half.
Keyshawn Johnson's down there, and he's working the huddle, and he also works all the time when he's on the field. He knows where he's at. He knows the defense. He's looking. He's going to go back and tell him exactly what he was looking at.
Well, he does a lot of things, even if he doesn't catch passes, as you mentioned.
Well, he's always working. That's what I was talking about. Here he's blocking a linebacker. Stays with him.
64 is an eligible receiver.
Here he is again. Same thing. Gets in on the backer. He's always working constantly. Now he's going to be working on the defensive back. Can't touch his head. I'm going to have to tell him about that afterwards.
So it's 2nd and goal on the 4. There's Randall, who is an eligible receiver. At the blocking back spot, here is Allstott. And maybe a yard as we get close to the 2-minute warning.
That's an excellent job of the left defensive side of stuffing that offensive line. You're not allowing that fullback or the running back to get any kind of head of steam.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, who remind you the 3 most used words are, hey, beer, man.
Hey, beer man, one for the groom-to-be?
Bachelor party, eh? Well, this is Frost Brewed Coors Light. Are you ready for that kind of commitment?
Yeah.
Please rise. Come on, stand up. Do you take this can to be your very own? Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish every ounce of this Rocky Mountain refreshment.
I do. I told myself I wasn't going to cry.
If anyone here has reason why these two should not be joined together, speak now!
Here, baby.
Oh, there you go.
Your computer can do amazing things. It can be your photo gallery, your bank, your jukebox, your soapbox, your passport to the world, all of which means nothing if someone doesn't show you how. Starting today, we will. Technology's great, but in Gateway Country, people rule. Come in or call.
Last season, on That 70s Show, Hyde was busted for possession.
Think he's anyone's girlfriend yet?
On October 3rd, it's Judgment Day.
That stuff was right here in our own neighborhood? And to think of all the times we have to drive across town to get it.
That 70s Show season premiere, Tuesday, October 3rd on Fox.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league, and our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa Halftime Report. Well, the question is for the Bear defense, which has played very well in this half.
Yes, they have.
Can they hold the Buccaneers out of the end zone again?
Big play right here for them. Real big play. And they've been on the field for almost 18 minutes here in this first half. And they have been playing extremely well.
3rd and goal now. On the 3, Riedel Anthony. In at wide receiver.
Showing a blitz.
And here comes Sean King on a bootleg touchdown.
Troy Wilson made a mistake, Dick. Troy Wilson saw it and read it, and instead of taking off to run him down, he hesitated a little bit, like he was expecting a pitch back underneath. There was no pitch, and he took off down the edge. Watch him right up top. He's going to come down. They're going to go with the blitz. Watch him. See, right here, he felt this like it would be a pitch. Instead, he slowed down, and that allowed King to get to the corner. That's a good play call. Because if he does come up and take King, he pitches it back underneath to Allstott.
So how long can you hold a team at bay? 3 turnovers, and the Buccaneers managed to score on 2 of them. Martin Gramatica with the extra point. And there is James Allen, who could not hold on to the pass, and Donnie Abraham with his 2nd interception of the first half, and the Buccaneers now have opened up a 13-0 lead as you look at the brief scoring drive that took under a half a minute. But a 13-0 lead when it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is a huge margin. 13-0 is a big hurdle to climb for any team.
I agree with you, Dick. You know, what happens is that play is a good play call because it puts the option back on the defense. If you attack the quarterback, he simply pulls off on your coverage and he throws it to him. If you stay inside and hold the coverage, then he takes off and runs. So what it does is it puts the onus back on you, and it forces you as a defender to have to make a decision, and you can't be right.
This Bear defense, as you pointed out, on the field most of this first half, and for Sean King, his first career rushing touchdown. But 1:54 remaining in this first half, and the Bears still have all 3 of their timeouts left. Gramatica set to kick off again. And once more, Milburn and Allen are deep. His kick shorter than the others for Gramatica, and Milburn on the return and tripped up. A fine special teams play by David Gibson after a return of 18 yards, a rookie from USC. Well, Fox Major League Baseball continues. Cubs and Cardinals. That means Sammy Sosa. Cardinals have a comfortable lead in the Central Division. Indians and Yankees, both seemingly playoff bound, coming up this week. And then the Braves and the Diamondbacks. 3:30 p.m., 12:30 Pacific. Check your local listings as you get down to playoff time in the Major League. Dave McNown, flag is down. It's like he was signaling for a timeout.
Illegal substitution. 12 men in the huddle offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I want you to watch Webster 52 right here. There's a problem when you're running down and stuff starts flopping off of you. See that? You saw that chain start moving around. All of a sudden, the gold chain's gone. See it fall out of there? And he's looking for it, which is rule number 1. Don't wear it on a football field.
These chains. 1st and 15. Swung out to Bobby Ingram. Ingram has been a silent partner for the Bears offense today, and Rondy Barber, who has been anything but silent with 2 blitzes, a forced fumble. Here's McNown, 4 of 9 for only 25 yards and 2 interceptions. Neither one of them his fault. He completes this to Des White. Fumble and run in for the touchdown. And it's Rondy Barber who picked up the fumble and ran it in.
Des White had the catch.
Donnie Abraham on the hit. Forced him to cough it up.
There's one thing about getting beat, Dick. It's another thing when you beat yourself.
Exactly what the Bears have done in this first half.
Des White, number 80, has the catch. The ball just comes out, and guess who helped him? It was Donnie Abraham who made the tackle that forced the fumble that turned it over.
And they're going to review this call upstairs.
The only thing they'd be able to do is if it's a fumble, because he would have to demonstrate that he had possession first.
The initial look is that he did not.
Remember, fumble followed by a touchdown.
You know, the initial look is that he did not have possession, Matt, but we'll get the different views.
And we'll remember, this is within 2 minutes, so this is coming from the officials themselves up in the booth. I would imagine, and they're not telling us, but I would assume that it's whether or not he did have possession. If he doesn't have possession, it's not a completion. If it's not a completion, it can't be a fumble. He'd have to follow that all the way through. Watch the ball.
I don't think he has it.
It's free right there, but you'd have to determine whether he had it as he was being tackled and got both, would have possession completely, that he held it, and Donnie Abraham's hit didn't force it. Because if the hit forced it, then it is a fumble.
It'll be Bernie Kukar's call.
And it'll be the replay officials upstairs. And Mark Burns is up there in replay today, and Jim Diopoulos from the league is also there, and they'll be looking at the same picture. See, now right there you can see that the ball was down low, and the ball came out down there. Keep in mind also that it has to be indisputable visual evidence.
To change it. From the official.
Or they'll go with the call. See, it's right there. The ball's out there. The question would be whether he had it prior to 21 hitting him. If he had it and controlled it and then was hit, then it's a fumble. You'd have to run it back earlier than that, and they'll take care of that up in the booth.
A crucial replay, because this decides whether the Buccaneers will lead 20-0 if they make the extra point on the touchdown, or it remains 13-0.
After reviewing the play stands as called touchdown.
Because it was not indisputable. Right. I mean, because you could make a case that he did have control, so they're going to go with the call in the field, and it's a good job by the officials.
That was a 24-yard return by Rondy Barber, and what a game for Rondy Barber, who has had 2 blitzes, a forced fumble, and a touchdown, and Donnie Abraham, who has 2 interceptions and a forced fumble. The extra point by Gramatica is good. So woe for Cade McNown and that offense, and you can't really blame him for any of those 2 interceptions.
Well, the one he rushed a little bit when he felt the pressure. But even regardless of that, what they're doing, because they're just beating themselves. You can't do that. You come down here and you know you're on the road, number one. You're going against a dominant defense. The one thing you can't do, if nothing else, just give them a win defensively, but you can't give up points. You can't give up the points. They haven't done that.
The Bears were hoping they would get a couple of breaks on turnovers and get some easy scores, because easy scores are hard to get against the Buccaneers anytime. So the Bucs with 17 points off of turnovers, and there have been 4 of them by the Bears today. And we still have 1:17 to play in the first half. 20-0 lead for Tampa Bay in their home opener. coming off their 21-16 victory at New England last week. And Brad Culpepper, who's looking across at the team he thought he would be with this year, perhaps getting to a Super Bowl, but that's life in professional sports. Gramatica with the kickoff, and Glenn Milburn returning. Giving ground, and down inside the 15 by Jeff Gooch.
Jeff Gooch just ran down. Nobody blocked him. Just ran clean right through. Didn't lose a gold chain, didn't lose anything, just went ahead and made the tackle.
Now what's critical for the Bears is can they keep their poise?
And I think that falls on his shoulders right there, Cage McDown, because let's be honest, everything that could go wrong for you went wrong for you. You're down by 20. You haven't gotten on track. They've pressured you with success. You made a couple of questionable decisions.
First down at the 18. Curtis Enos is the setback. Enos looking for running room, maybe a yard or two. How fancy can you get when you're backed up there and maybe a little gun shy from all of those turnovers?
Well, and the other thing is Warren Sapp they got stuffed at the line of scrimmage. If you saw Enos, he had to stop a little bit. And anytime you can make that running back have to stop and start again, you win.
Buccaneers calling their second timeout, so they have one left, and of course stopping the clock in hopes of getting the ball back for perhaps another score. The Bears offense, no touchdowns against Tampa Bay in the last 12 quarters. The last player to score a touchdown offensively, Curtis Conway, back in November of 1998. Glenn Milburn, the last player who's on the field wearing the blue and orange, who scored a touchdown against the Bucs.
Good timeout incidentally. Good timeout by Tampa Bay. I'm trying to get this thing back with a minute yet and get some more points.
There's Enos. Hard to pick your spots against this defense. Donnie Abraham and Shelton Quarles in on the play, and the Bucs will use their third and last timeout. Well, Michael Jordan, who's good friends with Warren Sapp, who's a big NBA fan, is here. And he is in the Glazier family's box watching this game. Of course, fans in Chicago, I think, remember Michael Jordan for his exploits there.
They might remember him. I think, look at Michael Jordan. I think he's eyeballing this guy's seat bag over there.
He looks pretty slim.
I think the Bears could use Michael Jordan right about now. You can put him in an 80s number, line him up in between. He could play tight end, or he could go outside. He'd probably look good. Now, 88's too big for him. 81, he might be an 80. He might be he's a big 80. That way, he could be like Kellen Winslow at times and split him outside. But you could also put him in the slot right there. Because we couldn't use his old Bulls number.
He can wear anything he wants. 3rd and 10 from the 18 with 45 seconds remaining, and McNown taking off. And close to the first down, and that was Shelton Quarles on the takedown. Buccaneers out of timeouts, and the Bears don't look like they're in any hurry.
Well, that'll be the quarter then, because there's 32 seconds left on the clock and 25 on the game clock. They'll just let it run out.
Well, an unfortunate first half for the Bears, and if you were to say the Bears played good football, you'd say, how can you say that? They're down 20-0, but they really did, but the turnovers have really shot them in the foot.
Defensively, they played very well in this first half. Offensively, they just made mistakes that just kicked them in the groin.
And that is the end of the first half with the score, the Bucs 20 and the Bears nothing. Fox NFL Sunday will continue from Tampa after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
If you thought being a student was hard,
He failed because you didn't like his answers.
try being a teacher.
She gave my boy an F.
Because he thought Lincoln was a log, Washington was a redskin, and Hamilton was what was Hamilton?
A blender.
David E. Kelly, the Emmy Award-winning creator of Ally McBeal and The Practice, takes you back to school.
I'm the suitor. You finished #1 in the poll.
What poll? Which teacher the male students want to sleep with most? Oh, how nice. You were 7. What, 7?
Boston Public. Fox Ball.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Super 8, all the room you want.
What would it be worth to wake up in a great mood?
I'm in a great mood.
Because you had a good night's sleep.
I slept like a baby.
In a nice, comfortable room.
What a room, yeah.
How about 10% off?
Hey, I like that 10%.
With Super 8's VIP card, it's yours. Guaranteed.
VIP, that's me.
At over 1,900 locations. Clean, friendly Super 8.
Clean, friendly, yeah.
Super 8. All the room you want.
Yeah.
NFL.com, your source for game day coverage.
This is a big game. We got to take it one play at a time. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Exclusive behind-the-scenes access.
Let's go.
Up-to-the-minute live stats.
No place like first place.
Live radio coverage. And post-game features.
No one knows how much this means.
On Sundays, watch your game and follow the rest of the action on NFL.com.
Next.
The Packers stripped the light fantastic over the frozen tundra.
Third and long, shotgun set, hike roll back, don't even break a sweat.
Next.
This week, Big Blue's gonna kick the cotton picking.
Next.
Hi, my name is Dan. I really need the job.
Yeah, okay, nice job, Don. Next.
Dan Marino looks to make the cut on Inside the NFL.
In 1939, RCA introduced television to the public at the world's fair. Color came to television in 1954 with RCA's farm. Digital satellite TV became a myth. The future of television is high definition, 6 times sharper.
The people who brought you the television now bring you the next generation, making television as exciting as it was the very first time. RCA, changing entertainment again.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome back to Los Angeles and the Visa Halftime, along with Howie Terry, Chris yours truly, James Brown. Defense, the story in the game between Tampa Bay and Chicago. Bucks D looking awfully tough indeed.
Bears hoping to get their high-powered offense rumbling down at Tampa Bay Stadium. But it's the Tampa Bay defense that gets it going good. Sacks, you bet. Sack after sack. Rondé Barber right up the middle, confusing the blocking scheme of Chicago. There's a sandwich. It's no score at this point. Then Barber again. McNown is down. And then Warren Sack gets his big paw up, knocks this ball in the air. Donnie Abraham picks it off, field goal. It's 3-0. And then Sean King fakes the inside trap, bootlegs it around the right, 3 yards out. This, too, was set up by Donnie Abraham, his second interception of the game. 13-0 Tampa Bay. And now a fumble in the air, ball on the ground after the catch. Who's there? Rondé Barber, NFC player, defensive player of the year. Maybe so. 24 yards later, and boy, what a game. 20-0. Tampa Bay
has held Chicago to 41 total yards.
Earl Dotson, bad back, has to leave the football game. But in comes John Theory. He sacks Rob Johnson. We have no score. Brett Favre, running back. Amon Green, run into one another. What's this all about? I don't know. I thought you worked on this in practice. Then Darren Sharper inside takes down Rob Johnson. This takes him out of the field goal. 4th time Johnson was sacked in the first half, and then with under a minute late, Johnson fires McDaniel 6-yard touchdown, his first of his career. Bills 10-0 over the visiting Pack.
In Philadelphia,
Deuce Staley, can you get me 200 yards? Deuce, Tiki Barber says, I can get you 144 off to the left side. Trap set up to the right, box it back to the left side. This 23-yard game set up a 36-yard Delahuso field goal. Giants up 6-0. And then Deuce Staley having a rough day. Jesse Armstead in for the tackle. Still 6-0. Donovan McNabb, West Coast offense, big arm down the middle. Chad Lewis, tight end says, look at this one-handed grab. You bet you 31 yards. That set up a Akers 33-yard field goal. And then 25-yard reception. Amani Toomer off the back foot of Kerry Collins, 13-3. And then Tiki Barber inside to the right, back to the left again. Didn't we see this just early? 31-yard TD. Boy, this has got to be taking the air or the pickle out of the Pickle Eagles as it's 20-3. And a surprise, I think, Giants over the Eagles.
2 touchdowns in less than a minute for the Giants. Deuce Staley, only 4 yards in 5 carries. Culpepper in control for the Vikings, but they're only up by a field goal in that contest. Edgerrin James nearly 100 total yards and 2 touchdowns, 24-7. Colts over top of Raiders in that contest. Titans and Chiefs all knotted at 7. That in Tennessee. And Jimmy Smith torching the Ravens secondary with 2 touchdowns. Jaguars up 20-7 in that one. And the Battle of Ohio in Cincinnati's brand new Paul Brown Stadium, 14-7. Browns up there. Tampa Bay, the story, of course, what else is new? Defense.
Great defense. In particular, Rondé Barber, 2 sacks today, 1 return fumble for a touchdown. Last week he had 1 sack. Right now the kid's got 3 sacks and a return fumble for a touchdown. And his brother, his twin brother, I might add, from the Giants, is close to 300 yards in 1.5 games up in New York. He just broke a long touchdown run, as we saw in the highlight. These guys are phenomenal out of the University of Virginia. Tampa Bay defense outstanding.
They really are. We're going to have trouble finding quarterbacks to play against this Bucs defense pretty soon. Last week, Drew Bledsoe was hit 32 times, knocked to the ground 32 times in that game. And so far, Cade McNown in this one has just been getting chased all over the place. This is why Tampa Bay doesn't even worry about what happens on offense. Their defense scores points.
Well, they're going to have some offense in the first half. And the young quarterbacks we're seeing, Culpepper, we're seeing King down in Tampa Bay, only 45 yards. Cade McNown, blitz. We're seeing tons of blitzes after these young kids.
Young guys trying to make a statement, though. All right, folks, another big sports news development outside of football. Bob Knight has reportedly lost his job at Indiana University for grabbing a student by the arm, violating a zero-tolerance policy placed on him earlier this year. Now, the Associated Press is reporting that Knight was told of his dismissal this morning. The president of IU has scheduled a news conference for later this afternoon, presumably to make the announcement official. Once again, Bob Knight reportedly fired as basketball coach at Indiana University. And coming up, the second half of the contest between the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Bucks as the Visa halftime continues after this.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Jerry, great interview with Orlando Pace. By the way, I said we'd babysit his daughter right after the show.
Great! I love kids.
Nice going, Bradshaw.
Pucker up.
Ooh. Terry, you are so dead. Fox, NFL Sunday doubleheader action continues. Kurt Warner and the Super Bowl champs battle Ricky Waters and the Seahawks. The doubleheader action continues later today on Fox.
I got an anonymous report about a covert genetics lab using DNA to produce a superior human.
But what does any of this have to do with me?
Barcode on your neck, Max.
In the future, the most dangerous thing to have
Somebody is looking for you.
is a past.
You are the Terminator.
From James Cameron, director of Aliens, The Terminator, and Titanic, comes the 2-hour television event.
I know who you are, and I know who you're running from.
Dark Angel, the series premiere, Tuesday, October 3rd on Fox.
Sellout here. You got to play with emotion. It doesn't get any better than this.
It's been a delightful home opener so far. Keyshawn Johnson on the scene here at Tampa Bay and taking advantage of turnovers. 4 of them by the Bears, putting their defense on the field. Rondé Barber and company. The Buccaneer defense rolling out to a 20-0 lead over the Bears. We'll be back at Raymond James Stadium in just...
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Sellout here. You got to play with emotion. It's electric inside this stadium. They're going crazy. It doesn't get any better than this.
Next. The Packers strip the light fantastic over the frozen tundra.
Third and long, shotgun set. Hike roll back, don't even break a sweat.
This week, Big Blue's gonna kick the cotton picking.
Next.
Hi, my name is Dan. I really need the job.
Yeah, okay, nice job, Don. Next.
Dan Marino looks to make the cut on Inside the NFL.
Hey, guys, check this out.
Wow. How do you think it got here?
I don't know. What do you think we should do with it? We can't leave it here.
Oh, is it dead?
I don't know. See if it's cold. Go. Huh? It's cold.
Getting lucky? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Hey, guys. I think I see a foosball table over here.
He had power that could not be matched.
Thinks he's champion of the world.
Courage
We're looking for 2 Negroes in a white car.
Any two will do.
that could not be shaken.
I will not wear the clothes of a guilty man.
And a spirit
You give me hope, and it's more powerful than a fist can ever be.
that could not be broken.
Hate put me in prison. Love's gonna bust me out.
The Hurricane.
This month on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on Direct TV.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Miller Lite.
This is Glenn Milburn of the Chicago Bears. These are Glenn Milburn's feet, and these are his people. Glenn spends time with seniors through his local United Way. In turn, the seniors spend time with Glenn. They know what time it is.
Well, the cloud cover has blunted the sun, but it is still humid down on the field at Raymond James Stadium. At halftime, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lead the Chicago Bears 20-0. Right now, let's go down to Pam Oliver for a report. Pam?
All right, Dick, and Coach Dick Duran, very succinct in his comments to me at halftime. He says defensively, very pleased with the way that group is playing. Offensively, he says, we can't do a thing. And those turnovers, he said, we won't win this ball game with those. Back to you.
All right, Pam, thank you very much. Sean King, who ran for his first rushing touchdown. Now you're down 20-0 against one of the best defenses in years in the NFL.
Well, and I think, you know, what Pam just mentioned, Dick Duran, you can't beat yourself. I mean, you come into this place on the road against a defense that's strong. You can't handle the ball. You can't put your defense in that kind of position because you're not going to hold up. Eventually, something's going to give, and what gave, was a touchdown by Sean King. Now you're down by 20. You're 3 scores down. What do you do?
Well, can you be patient still?
You have to be patient early. There's no question. I still think you have to go back to your running game and then try to work some play action off of it. Actually, if you remember, they had success early doing that. What killed them was on second down, Monty Kiffin, the defensive coordinator, he came with a couple blitzes, and that knocked him in the teeth. Other than that, they were doing pretty well.
Remember, the Bears had great field position for their first 3 possessions and couldn't get anything going. But we'll see what Cade McNown in his second year from UCLA will do here. He'll get the ball first.
He got out of sync, Dick, you remember?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And it happened when he had that empty backfield and that first blitz.
And in that situation, he's got to know there's nobody there to help him. He's got to pick it up himself.
Gramatica with the second half kickoff. Glenn Milburn, a yard in the end zone. As the sun comes out brightly here in Tampa. And Milburn carries it to past the 30-yard line as we look at the halftime numbers.
Well, I think the biggest thing, you already have them highlighted right here, the turnovers and the points off of turnovers. And then I think you have to look at this almost 18 minutes that the Bear defense is on the field. Everything else is, they've played well. They have not played poorly, but they beat themselves.
Look at the receiving story, how prolific they were last week against New England. Only 2 catches. Ingram for minus yardage so far today.
Well, they got Wigman in the backfield again right here.
First down at the 32-yard line. Curtis Enos, the running back, but the pass knocked away, intended for Marcus Robinson and Donnie Abraham. Abraham and Rodney Barber are the 2 stars of the first half.
They're out of sync. He's going to watch Robinson. He makes his comeback. The ball's got to be there. He waited too long. Either he had to push that a little bit more, or the ball's got to get out there quicker. One of the 2 is off. Either Marcus Robinson cut it short, or the ball didn't come out quick enough.
Big first half for Donnie Abraham, the best cover corner the Bucs have. To the air again. This time it is complete to Robinson, first down at the 46 for the Bears.
There's no question as I look at that last play that's one of the points you have to do against this Bucs defense is you have, and teams who have success do this. They get rid of the ball quick. Don't hold on to the ball. Think back to the championship game last year with Kurt Warner. That ball came out fast, and they had some success.
That was a 14-yard pickup. And again, McNown going to the air, gets protection. Can he find a receiver? He can't, takes off, and is going to be decked by Derek Brooks. Nothing new there.
The speed of the Buck defense is always going to get you. But you have your own speed, and there's a way to use your speed against their speed. And so what you can do is you can create. If you're going to start getting pressure, use McNown's speed. Create a little extra time. Buy some time by rolling them, and then try to put your receivers in a position to run away from coverage.
The more he's hit, the better he plays. So far, the Bears waiting to see him play better. Curtis Enos into the line and stuffed John Lynch, who, by the way, not 100% starting this game. He has been injured, nursing a bruised thigh, which is still bothering him. But third down and long coming up for Chicago.
He still brings all of what he has in every hit. And he has good hits, and he lowers them, and bang, he's one of those guys like Jack Tatum who can really give you a shot.
Silent count, 3rd and 8, intercepted, drop.
What the heck is he throwing?
Damian Robinson looked like he was the intended receiver. And you know what he's thinking, because he had an easy jaunt down the sideline.
That looks like it was just miscommunication. One, he was expecting him to go out, and he went in. He had the time. He just stepped him through, and you can see the receiver broke to the inside. Robinson just hanging outside in the zone.
4th down, and that was the 5th turnover really waiting to happen. Bartholomew with the kick. Carl Williams calls for the fair catch inside the 10-yard line. So the Bears come up empty on their first possession. The Buccaneers leading by 20.
Maybe something a little darker. Amazing.
Red 79, blue 18, hot, hot.
The new Solara convertible. Have fun with it.
The playoff chase is on. Once a lock to win the East, the Braves are fighting for the division title. But it's a must-win for Arizona to keep their playoff hopes alive. Chipper and the Braves battle Finley and the D-backs. Fox Saturday Baseball this week.
Green flag, green, green.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Toyota, making it happen every day.
We're back at Raymond James Stadium.
Cade McNown on the left, Bobby Ingram right here in the slot. Ingram's going to go out and come back in. McNown is looking at it, and he's thinking that the receiver's going outside. Clearly open, miscommunication. It almost went the other way. Nothing happens in this next series. Just for the sake of change, I might think of Miller coming in to run that offense.
Not a bad idea, just to see if he can get something going. Starting from the 10-yard line, Sean King and the Buccaneers, and his pass is caught by Jaquez Green, picking up about 6 or 7 yards on first down.
Sean King he's not there yet. And you can see he's out of sync today too. His balls have been a little behind. He's not giving his receivers a chance to run and catch afterwards. They're having to slow down. Ball's been a little bit behind.
5 for 13 for 52 yards. Here is Mike Allstott. getting by 2 tacklers and getting the first down to the 25. Mike Brown was one of them who couldn't grab Allstott, who can juke you despite his size.
There are 2 things that people forget about Mike Allstott. First of all, they say he's a fullback, which they automatically think he's a blocker, and he's not a great blocker. The other thing is he's a running back, and he can make you miss. Minter, or rather Brown there, not wrapping his arms. Again, that's a mistake tacklers make. They try to hit him instead of tackle him.
You pointed that out several times to the Bears' dismay today. First down from the 25, play action for Sean King, and he was going for Keyshawn Johnson, who claims he was held, but will get no call.
He's looking for a call, and there's another call that could have been made up front. Wunsch is working on Brian Robinson. Robinson had an excellent pass rush on the inside. Watch him on the top side. They're going to work around this edge. Here comes Robinson working on Wunsch. Watch, he gets him, throws him. You see the hold? Pulled him right back inside. See, they didn't call that. They didn't see it. And here's Keyshawn working on back outside Thomas Smith, and he's looking for that. So I think, you get one on one side, you get one on the other, you let it play.
Green in motion, 2nd and 10 at the 25. 2 tight ends for the Buccaneers. Short drop for King, and he gets it to Keyshawn. Bounces off a defender. Flag flies from deep in the secondary, and Keyshawn Johnson very close to a first down. Frankie Smith ultimately brought him down.
See Brian Robinson on that play too, Dick?
Yes.
From up front in the pass rush, in transition, this will go against the Bears. He turned and hustled.
Mistakes killing the Bears thus far.
Can't beat yourself. We always say that. Sounds easy, but apparently it's hard to do today.
Especially when you're having trouble scoring against this defensive juggernaut.
Holding. 59 defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Roosevelt Colvin, the linebacker.
Watch Brian Robinson. He's going to be working down here. First he's going to come with the rush. Now he sees the ball. Now get in transition. There's Keyshawn Johnson. He's going to work off the block. Excellent hustle. Takes 0 talent to hustle. And there's the hold right there. They're going to call it right there on Patrick Cape. Roosevelt Colvin, 59. Steve Moore, rather, 83. Sorry. I won't let it happen again. All right.
First down, another play fake from the 30-yard line, and going deep for Jacquez Green, and overthrown by Sean King, and that has been the deepest pass attempted by either quarterback today.
Well, you're going to see more of that type. Again, because of the success they're having with Allstott and Dunn running the football, they're going to come off that play action and take your shots down the field. That's a good play call.
Sean King, not a good percentage so far, and a good point by you about the fact that he's out of sync. You look at the score, but it's the defense that got them the 20 points. 2nd down and 10. King going deep to the other side to Williams, and he makes the catch, and a flag is down as well. So the Truth reaches up and makes the reception, and a gain of 27 yards. Then the penalty.
They're going to call pass interference, and the reason they're going to call it, as you look watching Thomas Smith, is he never turns back to look at the ball, and he had the body hit the body, so they'll call that. See right there, his head never turned back. Yeah, probably looked worse from where he was there than up here.
You're right, Matt. They're going on play action to the deep stuff now.
But regardless, it's a heck of a catch. He goes up and makes that catch. It comes down. Even if there's no interference, it's still going to be a reception. Good effort.
Caught one pass last week, his first reception this week, and a first down on the 43 of the Bears. Sean King to a wide open Patrick Hape. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Buccaneers, who can afford to open it up. Right now, let's go to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick and Matt, as you well know, Green Bay was shut out in the first half. Although Troy make that, Brett Favre has been throwing the ball extremely well. A 7-yard strike to Antonio Freeman. Up, no Lambeau leaping. Somebody else is out. back to Dick and Matt.
They'll need more of that. That Green Bay defense got some pressure early, but they're not as strong as they have been in the past. They're going to have to do it offensively up there, which means Favre's going to have to get really high.
Minnesota will have to do it offensively, too. Agreed. First down at the 30 of the Bears. Screen pass to Warwick Dunn. Out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
Troy Wilson read it perfectly. I mean, he saw the thing right away. But now you put yourself in a position, yeah, okay, I see it. Now what can I do about it? Because you get out in the open field against Warwick Dunn. And Warwick's one of those guys who can stop and start as well as anyone. So he just gives you a little bit of juke and then boom, and pretty soon he has the edge. Good effort, though, and good angle by Wilson to cut him off.
2nd and 6 at the 26. Crowd relaxing right now. They can feel the confidence that they have with a 20-0 lead almost midway through the third. Good opening for Warwick Dunn. To the 13-yard line, Warwick Dunn tackled by Mike Brown and a gain of 13 yards and an injured Bear back at the 30.
I want you to watch Dave Moore right there. There's a nice block, and right there, Jeff Christie, who again, he pulled outside and got Midner, and because of that, watch, there goes Christie to the outside as you look at it from the ump cam. All of a sudden, you're going to see, Frank Middleton took a shot right there on Holtman.
And Roosevelt Colvin is shaken up, so we'll have an official's timeout. And we'll return to Raymond James Stadium in just a moment.
How does your gray beard or mustache reflect on you? Man, I look old. Get new vitamin-enriched Just for Men gel, the Rejuvenator, specially made to penetrate coarse gray in 5 minutes and match your hair. The Rejuvenator Just for Men gel.
Under the Helmet, Saturdays at noon Eastern on Fox. Check local listings. This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Hey, any good play is about two things. Recognition and then execution. I want you to watch this. Watch. There's the execution. They pick it up perfectly. And then it doesn't start and end with the offense. It also, if you watch the end of that play, goes over to the wide receivers. Keyshawn Johnson got a good block.
And he likes to block. There is Warwick Dunn in motion to the top of your picture. First down from the 13-yard line. Sean King fires. Touchdown. Keyshawn first for the Bucs.
Now, Dick, that was patience by Sean King because the hole opened and he could have run for it, but he stayed with it. Thomas Smith had excellent position. Keyshawn just got up high. He believes if you're even, you're beat. Watch Smith. He's going to stay on him perfectly. Look, inside position. Watch the ball. Right where it had to be. Up high, over the top of the defender. Good throw.
Martin Gramatica with the extra point, and the Buccaneers lead 27-0. So with all his hard work today, only one catch before this one. Keyshawn Johnson blocking, as Matt pointed out. And there is Sean King taking his time and getting Keyshawn Johnson with his first TD reception in a Buccaneer uniform. We'll be right back.
How do you enhance a V8 engine that produces 245 horsepower? A chassis that can haul up to 2,000 pounds? Or brakes that have 4 piston calipers? Simple. Add about 6 pounds of steel. Toyota Tundra, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and 4-Wheel and Off-Road Magazine's 4x4 of the Year.
A typical day for the IT manager. Everyone wants everything now. Luckily, CDW, your direct solutions provider, can custom configure computing solutions from 50,000 top name products. Like the compact ProLiant 8500 8-way server. With up to 8 700 meg processors in this scalable compact solution, CDW will never leave you hanging. Compact and CDW, the smart call for business.
She didn't ask